I'm going to tell you a little thing about this grandparent. So, this grandfather was telling a story to his four grandchildren, and he started off the story by saying, I was once a young man, and I was travelling by a crossroad, and I had a bag on my back, and the sun was out, and the clouds were in the sky, barely struggling to cover up the sun altogether because the sun was so strong. So it was a pretty hot day. Anyway, I came across this group of men who were trading with each other and telling each other jokes, being pretty loud and boisterous, causing other people on the road to kind of nervously keep away from them, possibly pass to the other side when they're walking by. Anyway, one of them came up to me and he said, "Hey, I can show you the directions to this city you're looking for if you give me about 54 pounds." And then the man said, "Okay, I've been traveling for," or sorry, he said, "Okay, I've been traveling for about 3 days and I'm still having trouble to find it. So I'll give you the money." So he gave him the money anyway, and then uh they robbed him and they ran away with the money. So then the grandfather, I went on anyway, and I found a village and I rested in there for a while. And then one of the grandkids interrupted and said, "Hey, why did you why did you give him the money? That was a stupid idea." And then the grandfather said, "Wasn't a good idea. I agree with you." So then he went on, and then the next week, I went into another group of people, and they said, "Okay, if you give us 30 talents, we will show you the direction to this place." And then he gave them 30 talents, and then uh, they robbed him again, and then this time they bet him up as well, and then he was just completely sick of it at this point. He wasn't going to get fooled again. So then he went on, and he went on and on and on to finally find the place he was looking for, and he got to the city, and then he said, and that's the end of the story, and I don't regret any of it. Then another one of the grandkids said, why don't you why don't you regret it? Because it just wasted a load of your time and your money, and it took away your purchasing power." And the grandfather said, "Because if I had not if I had not ran into those two situations, then within the city itself, I would have ran into tens of dozens of situations where that happened, because the city is a high crime city. Therefore, I was more vigilant because I made the mistake in the first place, and it was uh, it was quite heartbreaking to me at first, having that happen to me two times and feeling like an idiot. But the next time, the next time I did that, I walked away immediately into the crowd, because that happened to me on my first day in the city, and that's what I did. Just walked away. Now, that story is basically outlining how you sort of need to make the mistake yourself at first. If it's a sort of mistake that most people would make, because there is a limit to how much people can tell you about the mistakes to avoid. Yeah, somebody can obviously tell you, don't go without a contract in this particular situation or whatever, because it's a bad idea, and that's good. Like, that's something you can avoid. But a thing that you can't avoid is, for example, not checking up your form well enough for a client to see it. Because if something is happening, like your clients aren't actually agreeing to come on the call with you for some reason, you need to check what is happening within your pipeline that's stopping them from doing that. And I realized that today. I realized I've had three clients come on so far. They're not real clients, because there's people who've agreed to come on with me. They're only clients when they sign the contract. And basically, I said to them, "Look, I'll send you the onboarding form, and then we can get on onboarding call in 3 days. We can get the contract out." And then they were like, "Fine, yeah, go ahead." So they seemed completely fine with what I said. But then when I sent them the onboarding form, I didn't get a response from any of the three of them. And the next week, the second guy I got on board, he said, I'm not doing the onboarding process tomorrow. I'm not convinced by your online presence." And so I sort of had to convince him then, getting him more on board. And it was just kind of a struggling process, because I kept thinking that he was going to agree to come on a call, but then he didn't. And so I've been trying again the next week, and I thought last weekend that he was fine with what was going on, and that he was going to come on and schedule a call or be open to one when I contacted him. Anyway, it was like another half week, and so I, without him contacting me, and so I decided to contact him again, and I said, "Hi, do you really want to go through with this?" And he said, "I'm just not convinced by that. I don't think the money thing is going to work out." So these people basically, what they do is they don't respond to you, and they're never going to respond to you again unless you reach out to them again. Like, he wasn't going to reach out to me again because he wanted to get this thing done. He was going to let resistance take him over and not go through with this whatsoever. And I just had to deal with that problem as it came up. Like, it kind of pisses me off, to be honest, because it's like, I went to so much effort going, like, crafting an entire contract for him, although I do basically the same template for everyone. I went to the effort of sending him an onboarding form, getting him on a call, reaching out to him in the first place, and he still thinks that he's well, he technically is entitled to do that, but I just don't appreciate it. It just annoys me because it's like, people are just willing to get you on a call and then agree, and then you've pretty much put your heart and soul into the objection handling, and then they're just willing to send you a bloody email telling you that we're not going to need your services coldly. And that's the thing that happened with the third person I got on board today. There was two of them I had on the call. There was a man and a woman, and I was contacting the woman's email because the man didn't give me his email for some reason. Maybe he didn't trust me enough. Anyway, the woman then sent me an email saying, after I got on the on board, by the way, that actually we won't be needing your services at the moment, and no reason at all. That was just it, like, kind regards, and then the name. Like, that annoyed me because she said, "Thank you for your time on Monday. Unfortunately, at this time we won't be needing your services." What do you mean? I spoke to you basically in person, and you're treating me like some large corporation who is faceless when I technically didn't see your face, but I heard your voices, and I actually spoke with you on the call, and I don't like that at all. And it's not a nice feeling that people are willing to do that, if people are that low. Like, with these problems, with cold outreach in general, you truly do see the darker side of humanity, how they just do not give a crap about who you are. Like, I'm sure if they knew my situation, they would probably have sympathy for me, but they wouldn't give me a chance because people want someone who can deliver value, not somebody who they feel bad for. And it's as simple as that. Like, they can know that like everything that I kind of hold dear is sort of staked on these couple of clients and just getting more outreach done. And even the people who pick up the phone, it's just like, you see the darker side of humanity because people do not give a crap that you were an actual person. You're a human being, supposedly with thoughts and emotions. People do not care. People will spit on, chew up, and spit out marketers. People will bloody metaphorically slap you in the face again and again and again. And you have to be the type of person to get used to that. And I just am, thankfully, now. If I was doing this like 2 months ago, I would have gotten utterly destroyed. Like, I would have freaking been in bed by now with how painful it was. But now I'm sort of okay with it because I've already been going through it for a while. So my body and mind have just gotten used to it. Sorry, I shouldn't be talking so much about myself on these videos, but I just find it useful to get it off my chest. A guy sent me an email today in response to one of my email follow-ups. He literally said "F off," like the actual curse word. I didn't know that people could actually do that, but I suppose they do now. But hey, I'm likely never going to get offended by an email again after that one, because I knew that he was the one who was weak for doing that. Like, he is a weak person for doing that. Imagine letting your emotions get the best of you that much to the point of where you have to say F off to someone trying to help you. Not to mention, it was my personal emails will have my face on it. You're telling F off to an actual person. It takes character not to get heated up with it, and I'm currently struggling a lot with that. I'm struggling to not get heated at like what's happening. Well, the worst part is my brain feels like I'm kind of a coward for not fighting back against these people, because I sort of want to sort of fight back in a way, just maybe not out of anger, but like, come on, you're telling me that you were okay with how we were going on, and then suddenly you're not willing to do it, and you're not willing to go through without me on a call, and also you're willing to ghost me for like 3 weeks while I keep trying to follow up on you. Not to mention the fact that you do respond to me and then you suddenly say you're not interested, but then what, you could have easily said that before. Oh yeah, not to mention the fact that you tell me to stop spamming you with emails, but I literally said in my first email that I'd appreciate a response whether you're interested or not, just to be sure. I am completely clear in my intentions, and if you want to ignore my email, you can, but expect follow-ups, because I'm going to keep sending them. I'm going to follow up on you to my last breath. And if you positively reply to me, or if you have a good sales call with me and then you say you want to think about it, and at the time I did that sales call with you, I was in such a position where I couldn't handle that objection fully, then I am going to follow up on you until I am in my grave. That is my will at this current moment. And that is my discipline.